What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have made it to the final day of the regular season. Maybe there could be a game 163 tomorrow. We'll talk about that more in just a second, but we do this every single day. So if this is your first time on the channel, do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as well as if you're going to any playoff games or football games, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off. So we do have some breaking news. Jayce Tingler, the manager of the Padres, is now the ex-manager of the Padres, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am kind of excited about this. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. I just don't think that he's fit, especially after he said this after Tatis hit a grand slam on a 3-0 pitch just a year ago.
You know, we had a little bit of a comfortable lead. We're not trying to run up the score or anything like that. And so put on the take sign and you know, probably see a strike right there.
So just to reiterate, I don't think that Jayce Tingler is a bad guy. I just don't think that he is the right dude for the Padres job going forward. And a lot of San Diego fans, they have the same sentiment. They're happy today. First and foremost, I have to break down what is happening in the AL wildcard because it is going to come down today. We have 4 teams within 1 game of each other. Let's go ahead and start with the Mariners versus Angels, because if Seattle loses this game, their season is done with. And Mitch Haniger, he understood the importance of yesterday's game and he showed up big time. He drove in the first run of the game, and then Rojas of the Angels, he connects versus Chris Flexen, but Haniger, he connects for a 2-run home run. That was his 39th bomb of the year. He is 2 RBIs away from 100 on the season, and Flexen, he only allows that 1 earned run in just under 6 innings. He has been really good over the course of 2021. Jared Walsh, he silences the crowd with a 3-run pimp job, but Mitch Haniger, he delivers yet again in the clutch with a 2-run single. Then you have Kyle Seager making it a 6-4 ball game, and Steckenrider, who has been lights out over the last 2 months, he comes in and he gets the save, and the Mariners, they live to fight another day. But the Blue Jays, they're also in the thick of things as well. I just want to shout out Mitch Haniger one more time. He should be the comeback player of the year, but because Trey Mancini is coming back from cancer, I still think it's going to go to Trey. But shout out Mitch, 39 home runs, 100 RBIs after missing all of 2020. That guy is incredible. So we just hinted at the Blue Jays game, and we know that the Mariners are tied up with the Blue Jays, so they have to win this ball game. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he shows off the power, even though it's been a little bit quiet as of late. I think he was just saving it for this game. He unloads. He ties Eddie Matthews for the most home runs ever hit by a 22-year-old. Teoscar goes yard right before George Springer drills a 3-run shot. 34 home runs over his last 128 games. Not enough people talk about how truly insane George Springer is as a talent. Espinal, he grabs an RBI, and Bo Bichette, he powers his 29th home run, and Danny Jansen, he has been scorching hot over the last week. That was the 258th home run by a Blue Jays player this year, which is a franchise record. Alek Manoah, he was nearly unhittable. He had 10 strikeouts, only 1 hit in 7 innings as they embarrassed the Baltimore Orioles 10-1. So the Mariners and the Blue Jays are still tied for second place at 1 game back. They're behind the Yankees and the Red Sox. Let's talk about both of those teams right now, as my friend Joey Gallo, he lays out for a Gold Glove play over in left field. But Brandon Lowe, he shows off as well, but with a stick, a 3-run shot. And speaking of threes, Brandon Lowe has a 3-run bomb in the 3rd inning. Mike Zunino pummels his 33rd home run, and Wander Franco drives in another. So it's 8-2 going into the 7th, and Lowe hits his 3rd home run of the game. I cannot wait for his Tops Now card. It is going to be ridiculous. Then Austin Meadows has a 3-run tater, so just a lot of threes in yesterday's game. A completely embarrassing loss. That was devastation left behind by the Rays. So the Yankees are 7-11 versus the Rays this year. That does not spell good news going into the playoffs. So the Yankees lose a game. Let's see if the Red Sox can capitalize on that. They're playing the Nationals, and we haven't really talked about Devers lately, but he goes off yesterday, and Tanner Houck, good Lord. You know how Manoah, I said that he was unhittable? Tanner Houck was untouchable. He goes 5, not just no-hit innings, 5 perfect innings with 8 strikeouts, and then they take him out after 53 pitches. I guess they are just saving his bullets for the playoffs, maybe a potential wild card. I don't even know what they're doing. Anyways, moving on over to the 8th inning when Juan Soto has a bases loaded situation and he ties it up on a sac fly. Vasquez, he comes in clutch for the Boston Red Sox with an RBI triple. Travis Shaw brings home Vasquez, and then Kike, he belts his 20th home run. He almost has a 5 WAR. He was a fantastic pickup for Boston. And then Robles, yeah, it was a little scary, but he wraps up his 14th save of the year. So the wild card right now, we have the Red Sox and the Yankees tied at first place. The Jays and the Mariners are tied for second. So much is at stake today, the final regular season day of 2021. So the Jays get to face Bruce Zimmerman and the Orioles today with Hyun-Jin Ryu on the bump. So if the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees lose today and the Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays win, that means that we will have a 4-way tie. The Yankees have already chosen, if they do tie, that they will play the Red Sox in Fenway as opposed to going to the Blue Jays. So the Yankees are terrified of Toronto. Now let's go ahead and talk about the NL West. We have the Dodgers facing off against the Brewers. Again, a must-win game if LA does not want to play in the wild card. What a play from AJ Pollock. Justin Turner, this guy has been so good for the Dodgers ever since he joined them. I believe it was back in 2014. This 3-run moon bomb ties his career high with 27, and he has a combined 136 OPS plus since his first season with the Dodgers. Yes, that was back in 2014. You have Pollock with the bat. He has 21 home runs, which just like Turner ties his career high. And then Corey Seager, look at his stat line. In just 94 games, he has a 142 OPS plus, 16 home runs, and an almost 4 WAR. It's a shame that he was injured for a majority of the season. Julio Urias has 1 hit and 7 strikeouts in just under 7 innings. And Max Muncy, he doubles in 1 more as Julio picks up his 20th win of the year. The Dodgers have actually beaten the Brewers pretty easily over the course of the year. Actually, they might be 3-3, so I guess I was wrong on that. But they've been playing better as of late against Milwaukee. The Padres versus the Giants. The Giants have to win this game. Chris Bryant, he's able to put the ball in play for the game's first run. But that was it from Joe Musgrove, who had a pretty good debut season for San Diego. Kevin Gausman, he has a small slip up in the 6th inning versus Machado, but Slater, he has his pitchers back with a pinch hit home run. Gausman, he ends up going 7 innings, only allows that 1 earned run. He has a 3 ERA and a 3.02 FIP over his last 251 innings. Both of those are elite numbers. Manny has a sac fly to tie it up, and Jake the Rake Cronenworth, he grabs lead in the 10th inning as Mark Melancon, he secures his 39th save. So the NL West is looking like this. If San Francisco loses today, the final game of the season, and LA wins, they will have a 1v1 on Rust, where the final kill must be a 360 silent shot to determine who is going to be the division winner. I cannot be more excited. So let's say that the Giants and the Dodgers do have to face off, and one of those teams loses, they will have to play the Cardinals in a wild card game. So the Cubs were facing off against St. Louis yesterday. Harrison Bader easily has a career high in home runs with 16. And look at Trayce Thompson doing big things. A grand slam. He now has 4 home runs in his first 14 games of the season. Now St. Louis does fight back to make it a ball game, but Ian Happ, he delivers with his 25th home run, and that was all that the Cubs bullpen needed. He also has a 103 OPS plus, so unless he goes like 0 for 13 today, he should be safe. He finally had that OPS back over 100. Moving on over to the Astros versus the A's. If the Houston Astros win this game, they will secure home field advantage versus the White Sox. Jordan, he has been charging up his power over the last few days, and he unleashes it on the A's as Jayce Castro has a home run in back-to-back games. Yuli Gurriel ropes his 15th home run. He is batting .318 on the season. Michael Brantley adds 2 runs on a triple, and he has a .313 batting average, so both he and Yuli are going for the batting title today. Kyle Tucker has a whopping 5.2 WAR after hitting his 29th home run. He has a 145 OPS plus. So the Astros, they do secure home field advantage. Now let's talk about the White Sox, because those two teams are going to be facing each other. Lucas Giolito, he was outdueled by Matt Manning. Giolito had 1 earned run in 5 innings, but Matt Manning had 7 strikeouts and 5 shutout. Dallas Keuchel apparently wants a 6 ERA. He has been so bad this year. Moncada, Gavin Sheets, and TA7, they all team up and they combine for 3 runs in the 7th inning, but they were still down by a run. And Moncada, he seals the deal with his 14th home run. He has a nearly .380 on base percentage. Good for him, because that was his bugaboo as a Red Sox prospect. He struck out way too much. He still strikes out, but he's getting on base a whole lot more. Liam Hendricks has been dominating, 8 saves and 0 earned runs in his last 13 innings, and that kind of does it for the most important games from yesterday. Let's dive into the fast cap from yesterday's games. These are the games that were fun to recap, but they play absolutely no role in the standings or the wild card, anything like that. Nick Castellanos was going against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he delivers with his 34th home run. He gives the Reds a 5-0 lead, but O'Neill, who is the tallest shortstop in Major League Baseball history at 6'7", he comes up with his first hit and RBI on the same swing. Defoe, he triples in 2 to bring the score to 5-4, and Chavis, he completes the come back with a 2-run double for Pittsburgh, and they weren't done yet, as Brian Reynolds, he collects his 4th base hit of the game with an RBI triple. He's batting .303 and actually sitting today because he wants to make sure that he has a 300 batting average. O'Neal Cruz hit a ball 117 miles per hour for his 2nd hit of the game as the Pirates win 8-6, so we know that he is going to have stupid power from the shortstop position. The Marlins face off against the Phillies. You like Jazz? He hits a 3-run missile to give him 18 home runs and 23 stolen bases at the ripe age of 23 years old. This kid is going to be so good, and I really think that Jesus Luzardo can turn around his career with Miami. He had his best start of his career, in my opinion, maybe not counting the 2nd start he ever had for the A's in his postseason start a few years ago. He had 11 strikeouts, 0 walks, only 1 earned run in 5 innings. The Twins faced off against the Royals. Easy game to recap. Josh Donaldson goes booyah. Mitch Garver has an RBI single in the 5th for Griffin Jacks, or is it Griffith? I don't remember his first name. He tosses 5 shutout, only allows 1 base hit and a rise. He grabs 2 RBIs, and Salvador Perez, his double play ends it. He is slumping after tying Jorge Soler for 48 home runs, which is the most in Kansas City history. 1 game left, Salvi. You got to do it. The Braves versus the Mets. Jock Peterson gets all of this one, and Freeman smokes an RBI single up the middle. William Contreras, the brother of Wilson Contreras, he tried to disintegrate this ball, and then Eddie Rosario makes it 5-0 as Arcia grabs a big-time 6th run in the bottom of the 6th because the Mets, they claw back to make it a 1-run game, but they take the L. The Diamondbacks dismantled the Rockies yesterday. They score $1 million off of Sensatella, and starting pitcher Zach Gallen even gets it on the action with a 2-run double. Ketel Marte has a 2-run 2-bagger to make it 8 runs. He's batting .319 with 14 home runs and 29 doubles in just 89 games. He would be on pace to be a 50-double guy if he was fully healthy all this year. Carson Kelly and Varsho make it 11 big ones, and I like their lineup going forward. And last but not least, the Rangers versus Cleveland. Willie Calhoun, I love this kid. I love his swing path as well. Jonah Heim, he cranks a 3-run shot in the 4th, and Jordan Lyles, more like Jordan Wiles, because he goes 7 innings, only allows 2 hits on 8 strikeouts, and the Rangers put up 7 total. That does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. There will be another recap tomorrow, and then I think on Tuesday we'll come out with a prediction video. Who's going to win the MVP, the Cy Young, the Rookie of the Year, the Manager of the Year, all that stuff. That should be out on Tuesday, so get ready for it. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and enjoy this day in MLB history.
Broken bat pop-up on the infield. Max Scherzer has done it again. He has thrown 2 no-hitters against 2 playoff teams, the Pirates and now the Mets.